teams have battled through the opening round of the college football playoff, and now the pressure and the intensity continue to mount as we go to the quarterfinals, moving away from home sites and onto neutral fields. What's the bigger factor, the battle-tested team or the better-rested team? Welcome to Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. This is the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, part of the college football playoff. As we'll see the number 10 seed in this playoff, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the runner-up from last year's national championship, the Florida International Panthers. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. Time to find out who's going to be moving on in the college football playoff. He's going to return it from near the goal line. So FIUs will get the first crack on offense today. Down to the final 8 now. Quarterfinal matchups at neutral locations, Kirby. And that means one team which won a conference championship is rested. The other team is coming off an emotional win just a week ago.
And Chris, the prevailing thought would be, boy, the team that gets a chance to rest would be in a better position. But as we saw in 2024, the teams that got that rest, they lost their rhythm. And I think the teams that had a chance to play, they continue to stay in their routine, and it really benefited them. Let's see how it plays out today.
Didn't quite get the playoff in time. It'll be delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
Quarterback lost track of the play clock. That'll cost the offense 5. They'll run it here. Running back has the ball. Going absolutely nowhere. It'll be a loss of pitch.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What's an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
Gets out of bounds after a solid gain.
Well, this game has gone from 0 to 60 in a hurry.
These people have been here for 30 years. And for 30 years, they refuse to assimilate. As a matter of fact, they done turned Minnesota into the
explosive play has gotten this drive going, and they're set up near midfield. He'll hand it off. They got him, but not before a solid gain on the ground there.
Even changed the flag of Minnesota to reflect Somalia. They wasn't trying to be Americans. They were trying to recreate home. But when it's time to go, suddenly it's a problem. When you say it's time to pack your bags because you're temporarily protection is over, honey. It's time to pack your bags and go home. Now suddenly it's a problem. Americans, though. These are Americans. Since when? You ain't never tried to be a American. You tried to change them. You tried to create your own little Somalia that you could easily exchange.
All right, Chief Levino, we heard from Tom Bowman said that DHS is now launching an investigation into Ilhan Omar and whether or not she's in the country illegally. Can we count on you to make the arrest if we find out that Ilhan Omar is in fact illegally in the
If she's here illegally, I'll definitely be putting some cuffs on her. I'll absolutely love the fun of doing it.
I can't be there for it. Appreciate it,
joins us tonight to talk about Minnesota as well as a number of other issues. So good to have you back on the show. Trump mentioning the Daily Mail reporting from 2020 that Ilhan Omar married her brother to get into the country. This was last week. Take a listen.
Look at their nation. Look how bad their nation is. It's not even a nation. It's just people walking around killing each other. They're taking billions and billions of dollars They have a representative who they say married her brother.
It's thrown into the air in the first play.
Calls that a fraud. It's a story that has never been successfully refuted, even though it's now a 5-year-old story. That's clearly a deportable offense. Is there an investigation into that?
You know, I was going to investigate the other day in the press question. Who was you the problem? Says it. Well, there was something against the crime. The statute of limitation determination last 4 years when this was first brought up, who was president. Who wouldn't be a dick. So, all the files that we're looking at, but this investigator was no person, one of the best law investigators in HSI, Homeland Security investigation. So there's no problem with the file. So I'm going to track down this book, and we'll see.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys pulling up today. Hope all is well. We got to get into it, man, because you heard the border commander. You heard that. He said, hey, if he gets the opportunity to do something, he gets the green light, hey, he's more than going to put the control as a queen. With it and escorting her behind outside of our nation. I got those two clips to get into. We got a lot to talk about. I want to share, I'm going to start off with this clip with this lady. Is basically letting it be known that, hey, scholars, y'all got to stand on your own 2 feet here. We ain't got nothing to do with this.
Strangers, he said, but it was risky.
There's a screen pass to the running back. The defense stops him short.
There's a big difference.
There's just nothing here for the quarterback to do other than throw it to his back and hope that he can get the yards after the first down. The defense gives some yards, but not enough for him to get to the stick.
Med kick right down the middle. Can't hit it any better than that. So we have our first points on the board. That makes it 3-0.
Well, they almost put a touchdown on the board, but instead they come away with 3 points.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out.
Hey, this young lady, she's on something. She's on something. And a lot of people feel the exact same way that she feels. A lot of people feel it. And it's unfortunate that these things are happening, but then again, at the same time, that's like I say, it is fortunate because it's really starting to push people to choose a side. Are you an American or are you not? Are you okay with putting America first and Americans first, or are you not? Doesn't matter how much melanin you have or don't have. Are you an American? And do you care about our Constitution, our laws? Do you care about the people who live here, who've been here, who have paid into the system, worked in the system, helped build the nation, so forth and so on? Do you care? Because all that other stuff, I don't think it really matters at this point. It really doesn't. Because when you have people in our country, like the guy that I'm about to show you, and the next guy, and the next guy after that, it just makes you wonder, these people that come over here to assimilate, they just came over to take. Simple as that. People like that.
Yeah, our own government's coming to neighborhoods and asking people for their citizenship. Like, this is not 1930s in Germany. There was a handful of agents at one point that began firing pepper spray at people, including police. A lot of my books, I was blind for about 30 minutes because the pepper spray they used was so strong that it blinded them about 30 seconds.
Hey, if you truly think that this is 1930s Germany, I mean, come on, just don't get it. You know what's transparent basketball years. You know that there are people in your community that has either overstayed their visa or came over here illegally. You know that. And you also know that the president ran a campaign on implementing the largest deportation act this country has ever seen. So why are you guys acting like this? Why are you acting surprised? And all these people, these are the folks that are out there protesting and carrying on and getting in the way of ICE doing their job. And if you are impeding ICE or any other law enforcement for that matter, while they're out there doing their job, you just don't get it. Simple as that. Now look at this.
these people are out there protesting. They're outside of the hotel where ICE is staying at, or they say some ICE members are staying. And they're causing a ruckus. And they're trying to keep these guys from, giving them proper night's rest so they can go out there and do their jobs with effective way. This is crazy. This is crazy. They're upset that the federal government is doing their job. Now, hopefully, they know that this isn't new stuff. I'm talking about for the ICE agents. I'm sure they got earplugs and things of that nature. They're able to get a good night's sleep. They're probably put them on booms and that stop before sale, so forth and so on. But this is ridiculous for people that say that they love the country and they want to see this type of behavior, man. It's just unbecoming. But when you have people in your state legislator like this guy, I mean, I guess this is what we get.
Senator here. I'm in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood, and I wanted to speak to you about what's happening here in the Twin Cities area, as well as the state of Minnesota. President Trump has the full force of the federal government targeting the Somali community. What we're seeing is that our neighbors have been detained, at times even American citizens, and families have been torn apart. But I want to let you all know that it does not have to be this way, and that you do have rights, and I want to run them by you. First, when ICE or an ICE agent comes to your door, you have the right not to open it to request information. You can ask for a judicial warrant that's signed by a judge. You have to have a judicial warrant and not an administrative warrant. We saw that play out earlier today in the F building, in the towers behind me, in which an ICE agent came saying that they had a warrant to search the premises. We had Representative Mahmoud Noor, who did a great job in speaking with them and saying that, well, not so fast. You need to have a judicial warrant, not an administrative warrant. And of course, they tried to stay dumb and act like they didn't know the rules. But in the end, they left the scene. And so that's what's needed right now. We need people that know their rights. We're having a lot of the boots on the ground organizations do a lot of great work. Folks like
yeah, so you see this. This is someone who is in Congress in the state of Minnesota. This is a person that sits in a position of power in the state of Minnesota, and that just lets you know that their allegiance is to protecting illegal immigrants and undocumented people, opposed to upholding the law of the federal government or the city and Minneapolis or the state of Minnesota. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. And it's just unfortunate, man. And that's why, I've been saying on this. I mean, hey, we didn't actualize citizens, in these positions. This is outrageous. This shouldn't be. But open Pandora box, and this is what you get. People that are, more in line with their, own community and people from their own country, man. From their own country. And this is what they're, hey, they're there to serve them. And, hey, the heck with, what the federal government, what the president, or what the administration would like to do, if it actually makes sense for the country. Who cares? But these people are in the crosshairs not because, they're great people and folks just want to go out. They're in the crosshairs because, hey, a lot of these folks have come over here and they've committed a ton of crimes. Simple as that. It's to see what they've done and what they've advanced during this crime.
We just found out what the Somali pirates did with their loot. Millions in taxpayer dollars meant for hungry kids went to island vacations, lakefront views, and hot bars. The pirates lived big and burned through a lot of cash. New court filings obtained by CBS News show the Somali scalers were living like Mike Tyson. One went on a luxury honeymoon in the Maldives, the Radisson Resort, with water so clear you can count the stripes on the fish. They were at the private pool, popping bottles, sipping champagne during the day. But at night, the sommelier leads guests through the finest selection of vintages. The resort has a 3,500-bottle cellar filled with labels from around the world, and 7 restaurants serving top-tier cuisine. And don't worry, they're halal certified. It didn't stop in the Maldives. These guys had a taste for the good life, an eye for waterfront properties, and luxury cars, like this 2021 Porsche Macan. These guys were young, filthy rich, because they stole from you. One showed up with pockets full of cash and a text, they also sent millions to China and Kenya, and now the pirates are getting what they deserve. TMZ's is sentenced to 30 years, and Najee got 10 years, and he's ordered to pay back $50 million, which we'll see if he can come up with that kind of cash. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The more we dig, the more fraud we find.
Yeah, that situation's a mess. Goodness gracious. Most of you guys have never seen, $250 million cash. What are we talking about? This is crazy. This is crazy. I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on this? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on so you never miss an upload. As always, keep you guys stay ready to catch up. That's it. Peace.
And the Razorbacks will hustle to the line to run the hurry-up offense.
Pretty good gain here by this offense, and here they are. They're getting already set to the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go. Defense better get their cleats in the ground.
Quarterback will throw this out of the RPO. The Razorbacks are moving quickly down the field. It's a first and 10 play coming up for the offense. Here's the snap. Quarterback looking to throw. Catch is made behind the line of scrimmage. They get him down quickly, not much of a gain on that completion. Pass complete. It's second down now. Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. And he drops it. Can you believe it?
It was there, Chris. It was the right call. It was good execution. Just dropped it. That receiver's got to do a better job of finishing the play.
After the incompletion, the lineup here for 3rd and 7. Looking to throw it again. A deep shot to the left side. No, he dropped it. Can you believe it? A huge gain slips through his hands. And the Razorbacks will bring their punt team on the field now. And he'll kick it away now for the second time.
G-Deal. Welcome back, my guy. Been a while.
It has been, but I'm here, and I figured that after this 50 documentary, you'll be giving me a call. Told you I ain't turning down that book when it comes to you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm really flummoxed by these numbers, and I've seen these polls, and they're all very consistent, that people don't like the way Trump is kind of dig out. And yeah, what the best activist says is absolutely true. Almost every single indicator of is really strong. I mean, we got 4% economic growth. The average family inflation is despite themselves richer than they were at the start of the year. We used to measure inflation at the one for the gas price. That's now at 30% below in 5 years. We have almost twice the capital of the United States. The economy, in my opinion, as an economist, is really set up for a booming year in 2026. And yet, the public doesn't, they're not seeing it.
The indicators that you talk about really don't.
Although the gas, we have some of the cheapest gas right now with the gas prices coming down lower. It should transfer over to the food prices and other items eventually. And I'm loving it. Since Trump's been in the gas town, everything's getting better, getting worse. All these criminals that come over from other countries. I think it's great. I think y'all can run again. Wait. So, we got to talk about a series of interviews that was conducted by CNN's reporter, Ellie, got a reality check from Trump supporters that their propaganda is not working as well as they may have thought. That doesn't mean that their propaganda isn't having some effect on Trump supporters, because you hear it every single day, the mainstream media talking about how terrible everything is, especially when you talk about the economy, right? This is the same media that gaslit the American people when Biden was in office, when inflation was actually out of control. It was stressful, right? You're making it up. It's a bomb session, right? It's a right-wing conspiracy theory, okay? They did not care about the affordability crisis when Biden was in office, when he was actively causing the affordability crisis and making it worse. They didn't care, okay? Now all of a sudden, they care. That's what they want to talk about every single day. And people got to understand what is happening in real time, which is that, again, the media is conducting an operation to try to make Trump supporters turn on the president, right, without fully giving an explanation on what the president is trying to do. They're not being honest about the president's agenda and why he's doing what he's doing and how it is not fair for people to expect miracles to be done in 8 to 9 months, right? And that is the most frustrating part about a lot of this stuff. But again, like I said, this CNN reporter clearly did not get all the answers that she wanted at this so-called redneck Christmas parade down in Louisiana. So I want to react to it because I think that some of these Trump supporters had some interesting answers, and I want to talk about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it.
How long are you willing to give him to get the prices down? Until he's in the turf? Yeah. I'm willing to stand behind him if he just keeps bringing it down. What do you think of the tariffs? We can do it. Okay, those we can do it. We can do without those.
Yeah, I certainly understand people's frustrations with the media is driving this narrative that everything wrong with the economy right now is because of Trump's tariffs. Now, the problem with this is that, one, again, this is very short-term thinking, okay? It does not take into account the long-term purpose of the tariff, and also it is very exaggerated and overstated, right? In the sense that when it comes to CPI, most economic papers, including papers from the Fed themselves, about the effects of tariffs on CPI in the government's inflation numbers, is that at most we're talking about maybe 5 to 10% of total inflation comes from the tariff, which essentially means that out of all the price increases that people are experiencing, about 95% of it to 90% of it comes from other factors not related to tariffs. And this makes sense because you realize that tariffs don't really affect that much of the economy outside of consumer goods. Realize that most of the inflation is not driven by the tariffs. In fact, in the long run, the effect should be neutral, okay? What we're experiencing right now are short-term price distortions associated with immediate impacts of a change in policy, right? But people, again, got to understand that that's just short-term. And Trump is not making short-term decisions when it comes to the economy, right? He's making long-term decisions, and people should be happy about that because people claim that they want jobs to come back to America. This is what they say, that, hey, we don't like the fact that all these jobs have moved overseas. You have a president that gets into office and actually does something about that, right? Implements actual policies to incentivize reshoring, and people are concerned about the short term rather than thinking about the long-term impact, right? People are concerned about now rather than being concerned about, okay, where does this lead to in 5 to 10 years? And I'm telling you, based off listening to the president, listening to Scott Bessent, listening to Kevin Hassett, listening to the economic advisors of the administration, they are trying to engineer, not in Reagan style, right, but in Eisenhower style, AI-led industrial revolution. That is what they're trying to do. And that requires cheap capital, that requires deregulation, which they're doing, that requires the federal government making an effort to help companies and to incentivize investing in infrastructure, industrialization here in the United States of America to build and produce here, right? And that's the whole point of the tariffs. The tariffs fit in because they change the cost structure, globally speaking, and it essentially incentivizes companies to build in the United States of America. That's not going to happen overnight, but that's the reason why they're there, right? It's the reason why Trump continues to talk about lower interest rates, lower cost of capital, deregulation. The tariffs all fit into that because they're trying to engineer the next industrial revolution. They want a productivity boom, supply side growth, that in the long run, when it comes to everyday consumer goods and services, should be deflationary over the long run. This is what they're trying to do.
We will have AI and robotics at very large scale. I think that's pretty much the only thing that's going to solve for the U.S. debt crisis. Because currently the U.S. debt is insanely high, and the interest payments on the debt exceed the entire military budget of the United States. Just the interest payments, and that's at least in the short term going to continue to increase. So I think actually the only thing that can solve for the debt situation is AI and robotics, but it will more than. It might cause. It probably would cause significant deflation because inflation is really the ratio of goods and services produced to the change in the money supply. So if goods and services output increases faster than the money supply, you will have deflation. If goods and services decreases, if real goods and services output increases slower than the money supply, you have inflation. It's that simple. That's not trying to make it more complicated than that, but it just isn't. So if you have AI and robotics and a dramatic increase in the output of goods and services, probably will have inflation.
If deflation is inevitable because of AI, why do we have Right. Why do we have inflation again all over in society today? Has AI led to increased productivity yet?
It's not. AI has not yet made enough of an impact on productivity to increase goods and services faster than the increase.
London.
So, the US
where's your clear tape?
Quite substantially.
Let me borrow some clear tape. Clear tape.
So you have to have
tape. Yeah. Or give her the thing so she can
increase more than that in order to not have inflation. So we're not there yet. But if you say like how long would it take us to get there? I think it's 3 years. Probably 3 years before. In 3 years or less, my guess is goods and services will exceed the rate of inflation. Like money, goods and services growth.
You know how to use it, right?
Money supply growth in about 3 years.
Maybe after those 3 years, you have deflation and then interest rates go to zero, and then the debt is a smaller problem than it is.
Yes,
right?
That's most likely the case.
Okay, and when you understand that, everything that he's doing makes sense. Red states are going to be the primary beneficiaries of this because they're the most friendly to this production boom from a regulatory perspective, right? Red state governors are embracing this because they understand that in the long run, it is going to make red states an economic powerhouse for this country. And I've been telling people this, that these blue states, in 20 years, nobody's going to want to live there, right? Nobody's going to live in these blue states. The red states, middle America, okay, the South is going to be where it's at because Republican leadership is embracing the future. They're embracing production. They're embracing supply side growth. But that doesn't come without its short-term challenges. But that is long-term what they're doing, okay? And the winners are going to be blue-collar men, right? Blue-collar men who have tech skills, okay? So traditional blue-collar jobs, plus, again, the blue-collar jobs that have tech skills as well, too. Those men and women, right, are going to benefit the most from this industrial revolution that is currently being engineered by this administration. You're already seeing it. Because, again, those jobs are booming. Those individuals are winning right now. Electricians are winning right now. Plumbers are winning right now. HVAC guys are winning right now. Blue-collar workers who, again, have tech skills, who have robotics, skill set, who understand how to use AI, they're winning right now.
Right now, hundreds of billions of dollars are going into infrastructure, and it's projected to grow to even potentially $1 trillion a year of capex. And I think the key point here is that this is benefiting the entire economy. I think there's a little bit of a misperception that this AI boom only benefits software developers or software companies in Silicon Valley or so-called tech pros. What we're actually seeing is a huge boom that's benefiting construction workers. The Wall Street Journal had a good story on this just last week, that the wages of construction workers are up 30% because this this infrastructure build out. It's data centers, there's also energy production. It's gas, it's fracking, it's nuclear, all the above, thanks to President Trump's policy, pro-energy policies of drill, baby, drill. So we're seeing this huge infrastructure build out, and it's benefiting people like plumbers, electricians, concrete pourers, drywall hangers, electricians, people who install equipment. It's really a broad-based boom, and that's what people need to understand about this.
And this is why I encourage young men, don't fall for doomerism. Stop listening to the doomers and to do something. Get up on the couch, use the internet for productivity, use AI for productivity. Go learn a trade, embrace tech, gain that skill set, and go get your piece of the future that the Trump administration is building right in front of our eyes. They're telling you exactly what they're doing. They're showing you what they're doing. They're pointing in the right direction of this is what you should be embracing. This is what you should be doing if you want to get ahead in the future. And the current problem with the conservative movement and a lot of these so-called influencers is that they preach doomerism too much to young men instead of telling young men this is what you need to do to get ahead. And it's really pissing me off because we are losing our grit as Americans, especially young men. We're losing grit. Grit is what made this country great.
What? It's burnt down.
Well, I really go off on a rant that I didn't plan on doing in this video is that Trump is trying to engineer supply side, right? That's what he's trying to.
I knew he was going to jump that.
Out of our debt problem, okay? Because mathematically speaking, that's the only thing that we can do. That's the only choice we have, okay? Without collapsing the global financial system. And the easy thing would be to do what Democrats always do, which is to do demand-side stimulus, which is short-term. It makes everybody feel good, like stimulus check, helicopter money. That made everybody feel good in the middle of the pandemic. While at the same time, Democrats shut down the government, they shut down jobs, their livelihood, right? And that cost us in the long run. Trump is doing the exact opposite, okay? In the short term, yes, there's going to be a little bit of volatility.
Pulled him down. I hate that.
I believe personally that is going to pay off because I can see the vision and I understand what he's doing with his policies and how it all fits together in the grand scheme of what they're clearly trying to do, which is to make America a productivity superpower once again, right? Going into the future, okay? A future economy that is going to be different than what we're used to, but that's where we're headed. And he's trying to make sure that America comes out on top rather than being dependent on other countries when it comes to, especially an essential factor of production like AI. And that's what AI is going to be. It's going to be a factor of production. So electricity, compute, infrastructure, power. This is what this administration is focused on. And conservatives, we should be taking advantage of it because it's happening more in red states. Red states are benefiting the most from it. They're going to benefit the most long term.
So Trump's been in office about a year. How do you think he's done so far? I think it's still too early to tell. I was watching the news last night down in New Orleans where the border control was active, and some of the things I was not comfortable with at all. So it's real easy about the deportations. You know, I know there has to be a limit sometimes, and they fight hard for the border control because of the drug issue and things like that. But then I see some people that just seem so innocent. There was one particular girl who was born and raised here, and they chased her down the street into her house. That really upset me. There's citizens here that are being chased, and with the last name of Del Rio, you know, I don't want anybody chasing me down the road.
What grade would you give Trump after a year in office?
Probably a 7. 1 to 10, maybe a 7.
Yeah, so despite being a little turned off by the mass deportations, this woman still gave Trump a 7 out of 10.
right? I think a lot of people, again, I probably would vote for Trump if an election happened again, especially if the candidate is Kamala Harris. But yeah, I mean, it's stuff like this that is extremely predictable, right? People ask for things, and then when they get what they want, people realize, oh, wait, I didn't really want it like that. And it's like, no, this is what people ask for. People ask for mass deportation. That's what's happening. Biden let in 10+ million illegals into the country. The Democrats refused to work with the Trump administration in order to target violent criminals. So therefore, the Trump administration is doing what they have to do to correct a problem. Because of the scale in which this is happening, of course you're going to have people who are going to get tied up in these operations who otherwise probably shouldn't. But that's just a side effect of an administration that's actually executing on what they promised the American people they were going to do, right? Which again is to correct a problem that Biden caused, right? This is what they're doing. So yes, you're going to have some people who, are here legally, who, maybe questionable, whatever. Yeah, they're going to get caught up. It's going to happen. But American citizens aren't being deported. If you're here legally and you have not committed any violent crimes, you're not being deported. Okay? It's not happening at a mass scale. These errors are not happening at a mass scale. You're talking about one-off situation when you have probably tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not billions of interactions between ICE and everyday citizens every single day, right? It's like the same thing these people complain about police brutality, right? You have billions and billions of interactions every day between police and civilians. Yes, you're going to have, statistically speaking, right? This is just a fact for any type of, large type of interaction. You're going to have some issue, some situations are going to get out of control. You're going to have some police officers that are going to do messed up stuff, right? That's going to happen. Mistakes are going to be made. That's just a reality of how it works, right? Large-scale interaction. It's the same thing with ICE. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It doesn't mean that they're targeting all Latinos. It's bad. No, that's not what it means. It just means that, you're going to see every now and then, here's some story that's going to make you uncomfortable. But that is a sign that the job is being done. That the Trump administration is doing what they're supposed to do. That's it, right? But media, they're going to amplify these very small, one situations. And it's going to make it seem like, this is the reality of what everyday average people, specifically Latinos, are going through. But it's not true, right? It's not true. That's not the real reality. We're talking about one, okay?
Here comes the Golden Panthers offense back out there now. Last possession, they went for it on 4th down, but got stoned. Let's see what they can do this time.
He opened up Christianity again. Things were just being not as free as
shotgun run call. They pick up 4, so 2nd down and 6 coming up.
Because we had somebody coming in.
Exactly what you want to see as a play call. When you get positive yards to be able to kind of keep you on schedule as a play caller, that's all you can ask for. Good job up front and a nice run.
Offense getting set. It's 2nd down. The motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust.
Especially when you have
Democrats and still going.
That's what we've got.
Tackle made, but a big play all the way to the 48.
Things like this are just demoralizing for a defense. It's one thing to give up big plays over your head against the pass game. When teams can run the ball and pick up yards like this, it really affects the team's mental psyche and their confidence. And you'll start to see some missed tackles following a play like this.
We have some of the cheapest gas right now with the gas prices coming down. It should transfer to
This defense just hasn't had many answers for this running back. Guys already
since Trump's been in the game, everything's been bad.
Nice play in the backfield.
They'll run it here. The junior able to bring him down quickly.
See, that's how you limit what the offense wants to do. This time, the defense just wanting to battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
It's going to be easy here. Backed up a long way to go for a 1st down. Drops back, looking to throw for it on 3rd down. Quarterback takes off now, looking to scramble. The offense will go for here on 4th down and 3. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. He's looking to scramble. They bring him down, but this offense now in scoring position. 1st down from the 30.
This is why I love the quarterbacks that can make things happen. Here you have an opportunity to try to create. Nothing's there. Play breaks down. Instead of just throwing it away, he sits back, sees nothing downfield, decides to be able to pick up the 1st down by himself. Impressive run to pick up the 1st, keep this drive moving.
Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground.
I know the toss play begins with a guy taking a snap, he turns it around, he flips it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is can they set the edge as an offense? Whether it's an offensive tackle, a tight end in that same direction that where they want to run the ball. Because if they can do that, you get the result that you want just like this. If you don't, oftentimes the play is blown up right at the line of scrimmage.
And Kirk, it's FIU with the lead here. He played 3 quarters with a chance to stay alive for the national championship. We'll check out the game summary here so far. And now entering the final period of play, is there an epic comeback in store? We're going to find out. After the break, offense trying to convert here on 3rd down. Breaks into the clear. That gain moves the ball to the 17. 1st down.
Well, they continue to play good football up front. A nice run, nice conversion here, and most importantly, working with that lead, you keep working that clock. You're trying to advance to that next round of the postseason.
0 running room. Stop right at the line of scrimmage.
Things just appear to be a bit out of sync from the get-go on that one. Give credit to the front 7 of that defense for staying in the proper lanes and getting to the ball carrier, not letting him dance around and make something out of nothing.
Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
That is called gap integrity. Nice job by this defense of taking away that inside run and then using their speed as the back tried to bounce that to the outside. There's just no room to run.
Offense will keep it on the ground here. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Well, if he would have stayed on his track and stayed more to the inside, I think that play opens up for a nice game. Instead, he's looking for the big play, bounces it to the outside, and there's just too much speed on that defense.
4th down. He's throwing for it. On the move now. Breaks an open space. Makes the defender miss. Tackled at the 1-yard line. Couldn't quite get in for an excellent run.
Well, this offense was looking for a big play, and I think this quarterback's eyes lit up when he realized there's nobody in front of him. He takes off and goes a long way. Not only does he pick up the 1st down, but a big gain to boot.
Talk about quickness. That play is absolutely blown up in no time.
Chris, I don't know if that's a misassignment by the offensive lineman or just really good instincts there by the defender, but that play is blown up right at the snap.
The ball is out right near the goal line. And the defense comes up with the football.
Oh, what a play by this defense. Trailing in the 2nd half. Really, the only way you can get back into this game is create turnovers. Ball's on the ground, they pounce on it, and they get the ball back to their own offense.
Bringing pressure.
What a day for this defense, just living in the backfield of the offense. The game looks like it's all but over at this point, and for them to disrupt this great quarterback all day has been quite an accomplishment.
Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. Lets it go quickly. Catch made down the left side, an explosive play. Look out, off and running. Finally brought down, but that play moves the ball all the way down to the 21. And the Razorbacks come to the line looking to crank up the tempo. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Lets it fly to the wideout. He makes the grab. Receiver steps out just short of the goal line.
Well, this wide receiver has it all. We know about his leaping ability and his speed. But what I've seen today is the precise route running. Another example of it there, and the timing with this quarterback and this receiver is just a thing of beauty.
Here's the handoff on 1st and goal. And he goes nowhere. Stop cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they keep trying to run the football, and they keep getting dominated at the line of scrimmage. That has been a theme throughout this entire game. We've talked about it earlier in the game. It's not changing at all. They've become one-dimensional, and I think it's allowed this defense to really lock in on that quarterback.
False start.
And the head coach will decide to accept the penalty and take the yardage. 2nd down and goal. From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside. Bulk area brought down at the 4. Offense in great scoring position here.
Well, at this stage of the game, this offense is clearly thinking it's 4-down territory. They need points on the board, and they need them in a hurry.
They need a touchdown here. Down big in the 4th quarter. 3rd and goal. And the quarterback keeps it here. And he could not be stopped. Touchdown, Arkansas.
Well, there it is, Chris. One of the most dangerous plays in college football, the option. What's even more dangerous, as a defender, you have no clue if he's going to pull it, tuck it, throw it. That time, he took it himself, fooling the defense all the way to the end zone.
Kickoff team out there, they are fired up after just scoring a touchdown. And the kickoff goes out the back of the end zone, so a touchback. Here comes the Florida International offense back on the field. They got into plus territory last time, but the drive ended on a fumble. They got to shake that off immediately. Only a small gain. Now looking at 2nd and 9. Offense trying to find a way to get this drive going. It's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And the fullback takes a turn running the football. And tests the middle and gets stuck. That is just not open for business today. Tough situation with the offense. 3rd and long for their 25. Let's see if the defense brings some heat here. Dropping back. We're going to throw for the 1st down. Going to try to use his legs here. And they'll stop him just short of the mark. Good effort, but the defense holds. Now it's 4th down. So no hesitation by the coach. The offense is out there to go for it here. Trying for a 4th down completion. Receiver makes the grab. He did not get it. A crucial play by this defense. What a 4th down stop. The offense, excellent field position to start this drive. Catch made on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. The Razorbacks come up to the line to crank the tempo up here.
Hey, you're down by a couple possessions late in the game. Start this drive. Let's see what they can do with it after that nice game.
Looks left and finds his target there. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. So here comes 2nd down now. Every play important down here in the red zone. The quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. He's got it near the end zone. Tackled at the 2 after the completion. The defense really up against it now. Here we go, 1st and goal. A touchdown here gets him right back into this game. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. And he's in. Touchdown, Razorbacks.
Man, I love running backs that can hurt you on the ground and through the air. The defense this time just underestimates his ability to catch the ball, and then the speed afterwards, it's a touchdown.
Quarterback drops back from the shotgun, looking for a receiver. And the 2-point try is successful, making this just a 3-point lead. So after putting up the touchdown, the kickoff team is out there to boot it away. Return starts from inside the 5. Stop at the 22. That's pretty solid coverage there. Here comes the Golden Panthers offense back out there now. Leaning on the run game here late. It's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. Second down play coming up. The shotgun handoff here. Got the first down and still motoring. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain. Now a timeout taken by the defense, trying to preserve as much clock as possible for their offense. Big guys up front, lined up. It's first down.
You see how I'm mixing it up, that bitch up. Gotta let everybody play, dog. Gotta let everybody play. Everybody gotta play. Try to do some new shit. Try to find some new plays. Plays that don't work, I go back in the to playbook, remove them, try something else. Gotta try this shit, stop. And get the right set of plays in, you know what I'm saying? Get rid of the fluff. And then, you got, you know, a bunch of guaranteed. It's the best players, man. Eventually, dog, you're gonna run into juggernaut teams, bro. You're gonna when all 22 players on the field is fucking. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see, though. And all 22 are fucking great.
Shotgun, an inside handoff. Picks up about 3 yards there, but it's going to be fourth down. Looks like a man is down in the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. Rolling the dice a bit, up one possession and going for it on fourth down. Maybe the last shot here. He'll throw in there.
The composure was high. That's how I knew he was going to catch it. The composure was high.
Playoff game on the line here. Can the offense play keep away and secure the victory? Out of the shotgun, he'll hand it off. Slams right into a wall. They got him for a loss. Playoff game's coming down to the final 2 minutes here. Offense looking to keep the football and secure the win. They'll try the right here. As the first down is still going. Timeout taken by the offense now. 23 seconds on the clock. Playoff game on the line here. Can the offense play keep away and secure the victory? And there's the handoff. And that's a solid gain before the defense able to bring him down. And a timeout taken by the offense. 18 seconds on the clock.
Bully ball. Get out that bully ball. Oh shit. That's the running backs.
Monster day and continues to get positive yards.
Tight end goes in motion before the snap. On the handout, they'll test the right side here. And they'll try to run inside, but nowhere to go. And the offense will take a timeout here. 13 seconds remaining.
I'm gonna go get the pass play. Pass play is gonna go with this formation right here. This shit is real good. It puts both my running backs out there, both my best receivers and my tight end. I'm gonna go get the pass plays for it.
They'll try and run it with the fullback.
Oh, fullback too slow. He couldn't get out there. That's gonna be a beautiful play, man. That's gonna be a beautiful play. Beautiful play.
This is a crucial great performance, but now the stage gets even bigger. The challenges will continue going forward.
Yeah, more and more pressure will grow as this team continues to win football games.
I ain't find no new plays in this one.
This team all year long. So impressed with ourselves, stay focused on the task at hand. They did that again today. They advance. Cannot wait to watch and see what they can do next week.
And that's going to wrap it up. The loser starts the offseason. The winner moves on. And so do we. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.
Play good, dog. Let's see. And I bet you nobody played, though. I can't even. Let's see if anybody played. No, for sure. You go. I know you, Mike. I know you going first round, dog. Top 5 pick. Quarterfinals. Let's see where bracket at. Okay, yeah, I'm there. I'm playing against UCLA. Yeah. Oh shit, Michigan State undefeated? Okay. Auburn out the SEC. Okay. Change this playbook to. I want to duplicate. Yeah, the veer and shoot. Man, ain't not enough run plays in this bitch for me, dog. Let me take a look at it. Let me take a look at the veer and shoot, man. Take a look at it. See how that bitch looks. Let's see how that bitch look. Okay. See what the gun looks like. Oh, this one. It's so random. Nice. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't like those fake. That linebacker quick. My God. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like those fake. You're either gonna go or not. Throw it over his head. Over his head. God, this linebackers hit. Ooh. My safety? Safety. Oh, I've been looking for this play. Oh, shit. Peter ran that bitch on me one time. Whoa! 76. I see you, my boy. Send it out. Okay. Peace smoker in here, man. Okay. Those plays no good. I only like one play out of that. Alright, let's try. There's not much there either. Oh, they pick what routes they want to run. Not good. Hold on. We might have something now. Let me see what this look like. I was trying to run. Inside. Okay. There. And there. Fake zone. Oh, shoot. Oh, up you. Okay, so this is what I want to see how this works. Still RPO. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Here we go, set. Ready, go. 22 water.
No. Nope, Duke is no good. Everything is going to be... Yeah. Nope, too slow developing. Not for a defense like mine. Oh, no. Yeah, too slow, man. These linebackers are already in there. One of my linebackers, boy. My linebackers best in the country. Okay. Man, those plays no good. Let me go to the next. Pretty much the same play, different formation. We might have something here. Here we might have something. Okay. Here we go. One play. The one play I like. Oh no. That one play seemed to work every time. And then, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, okay. Block. Let's see. I make him do a drag. Does he take? Yep, he takes the safety with him. If I make him do a drag, and I make X do a pulse. X pulse. Square drag. Oh, he racing. I get that quicker. X pulse. Square drag. Quicker. So, okay, I got it. Spot the ball. So let me see what happens when let me see what happens when I got it. Oh, I got him. Oh, you gotta pick your poison. You want to do the drag. You want to do the drag. You're gonna take the deep ball. You're gonna watch my running back. What you gonna do? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ooh. Get off me, man. Ladies and gentlemen. Okay, Booker's my running back. I mean, Smoker's my running back. Okay, he's gonna sit there every time. Let me see. Booker, he did it right. He barely does his ball. Every time. I gotta get a receiver out there that can run my play. Receiver. Ooh. Fullback running. Oh, what if I do this? Real fullback. Come on, Joe, get it out. It's open. Hill. Keep on. This man keep holding on to the ball. Right? It's so good. Down to Eats. Yes, make a decision. Yeah. Yeah, gotta make decisions. I got smart linebackers. So if they don't waste their money, oh, safety came down. Okay. If safety come down, hold it, go over his head. Okay. Okay. Alright. Let me go and put this play in the arsenal. That was take a picture of that play. Why you ain't doing right? Yeah. Damn, man, they blitzing that fast? formation has some good plays. Tied off weak. That's good. That's a good ass formation. Punches up and it gives them problems.